Hello and welcome back to Section D. We're here at Black Lemore Barbers in Brighton, and today in the chair we have Howard Lawrence. What do you want to do in your hair, bro?
Oh, mate, just get like a one on the back and sides and a bit of a trim on the top.
Cool,
please.
Man. Do you want the beard doing as well?
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. It's getting a pretty much like in my mouth.
Okay, yeah. So you want to be able to eat?
That would be nice.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously you're half a disclosure.
Yeah, the better half.
The other half being your brother Guy.
That's the one.
I suppose I have to ask how it all came about, man. How did you guys start it?
Yeah, man. So, I mean, yeah, obviously we're brothers, so we grew up together playing music. Guy's a drummer, I was a bass player, and our dad's a guitarist and our mum's a pianist, so we always had like family jams and shit, you know. And then yeah, like when people started getting laptops, my brother got a laptop when that became a thing. And he got Logic, and that's like the software that we use even now. And like he started doing music tech at college for A level, and so he was like learning to mix. And really, that was like the main thing they were teaching us. And so he'd come back and be like, mate, can you give me something to mix? Like, have you got anything you've been working on? And I'm like, what do you mean working on? I don't have a laptop. So I got a laptop and started just making like, just silly little things, man, like chord patterns and whatever. And then Guy would just mix them for practice to like get better at music tech. And the first two things we made, we ended up just putting them on MySpace, which was like the thing at the time.
Yeah.
And we like, it was, you know, you hear like bands who like struggled for years to get recognized or whatever. We literally put those first two songs up and we found our managers who we're still with now.
Right.
We had got approached by like record labels, everything straight away.
Man.
Yeah, super lucky. Like we just got put on blogs and.
Was it always a shared dream between the two of you?
To do music was for sure, yeah. Like, but I mean, both our parents, like I say, they were musicians, and they weren't able to make it as artists. You know, like they both had careers in music in other ways, but because of that, I think we just thought, oh, it's probably really hard to get a career in music. So we were like, fuck that, we'll just. I don't know. Like I thought I'd probably end up teaching bass, and Guy thought he'd be a drum teacher. Guy actually was a drum teacher for a while. And we were going to be pretty happy with that. Yeah. Like, that sounds like a pretty good time.
Yeah,
but yeah, I wouldn't say that we were planning on being artists. That was kind of a pipe dream.
Yeah.
And then it just sort of started happening. And like, you know, I was still in school.
Yeah.
I was literally like 15.
Really?
Yeah, I was 15, Guy was 18, so he was still doing A levels. And then we started touring like a year or two after that. I would literally like do a gig in, I don't know, Hamburg, and then come home at get home at like 3 in the morning after a late flight, and then go into college just fucked. And like, and everyone would be like, mate, why haven't you done your homework? And I'm like, well, because I was in fucking Germany,
Because I'm a fucking rock star.
Yeah. Damn straight. But yeah, no, they ended up expelling me out of the college, and
Did they actually?
yeah, and it was shit actually, because like I loved doing music at college, especially like classical music. I worked really hard, and like I think I would have done really well, and then they kicked me out of the school like 2 weeks before the exams. So I like did all the coursework and all that shit, and then they didn't let me do the exam. I was like,
Because your attendance?
Yeah, it was bad. It was like 20%.
Oh mate, what the hell though?
I think no, like they said they had to, you know, like by law or something. They weren't allowed to let me take the exam, but somehow they let me take the music tech one, and that I got like the 3rd highest mark in the country or something. And I was like, maybe you should have let me take the other ones. And I was like, who the fuck beat me at music tech as well? It's like, I think it's Jacob Collier. I have a theory about it. Yeah.
No way.
It's about, I think he's my age. Like, he definitely would beat me. The college used my name as like a come to Reigate College.
Of course they did, mate.
And I'm like, yeah, if you want to get kicked out, if you do something with it, fucking.
Well, what about your guys' dynamic? Do you both have like specific roles?
Totally, yeah. It's very mixed, but like on the whole, the way we describe it is like Guy is the producer and I'm the songwriter. But it's not black and white at all. Like we both do both things.
Yeah.
I think those are just our strengths. Like I prefer writing music, and Guy prefers producing it. And I think because of that, like the preferences make you better because you naturally practice more on the thing that you enjoy. So yeah, like that's kind of the split. And then Guy like definitely loves the touring.
Really?
And I love the writing more. So it's like But again, that's a good thing, you know, like
man.
we both get to do what we love.
Yeah, man. I think it's good to have that dynamic.
Yeah, definitely. And like not to kind of tread on each other's toes too much, because, you know, if we both loved doing the drums, it would be just it would just be like 10-minute long drum solos. That would be the show, which would be really fun for us.
Sick. Yeah, I mean, I'd love that.
You'd love it, but not many other people would. Yeah.
So, do you enjoy the touring less and less as the years go on, or?
Elements of it, for sure,
Yeah.
are really difficult. Like the intensity that we used to tour at was like completely unsustainable. Like we would do like 200, maybe more shows per year. And that's, you know, once you hit over halfway, it's like, that's half your life, you know?
Man. Yeah.
And so, yeah, that, you can do it for a little bit, especially when it's like new and exciting and like the shows are getting bigger and bigger. Once you kind of hit the point that you want, like, you know, we had like a lot of aims and goals, like venues that we always wanted to play, and we've played all of them.
Yeah.
Like, and once you hit that, I think it becomes slightly less exciting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I wouldn't say I hate touring or anything like that. I love the shows.
Yeah.
And I love playing music with my brother and playing to crowds of people who really want to hear it. But there are elements like an actual touring life. You know, you spend about 1-2% of your time playing the show, and then the rest of it is just like hotels and airports. And hotels and airports, I hate.
Yeah.
You know, I'll say that.
Yeah.
And that is a lot of what touring consists of.
Fair,
so like,
man.
I guess in a way, yeah, but
I suppose no matter how successful you get, it's always going to be a drag having to move from place to place constantly during a tour, right?
yeah. And there's better and worse ways of doing it, and like we do it in the nicest way possible. Nowadays, like we've sort of worked out how we like to do it, which is
nice.
Like we either do short, sharp tours or like very spaced out festivals.
Oh, sick.
And that seems to work better, because like I'd rather be away for 2 weeks and work really hard than be away for 6 months and do a show every 5 days. Yeah. Like,
fair.
Yeah, I think I'd rather just go intense.
Right, dude, I'm just going to dry the top off now, mate.
Yeah,
And
sure.
then we'll start doing the sides.
Are you able to concentrate, like when you're doing the interview? Like, are you doing
I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I'm getting better, man.
Yeah. It must be weird multitasking like that. I definitely couldn't like, do my job while interviewing someone. No way.
All right, dude. So, can you talk us through one of your most popular tracks, Latch?
To talk about Latch, you have to talk about Sam Smith. We wrote Latch with Sam and with this guy Jimmy Napes, who's like a really good friend of ours and an extremely good songwriter.
Yeah.
And we'd kind of met Jimmy when I was about 16, because he's managed by our managers. We were all starting out. Like Jimmy, no one had a hit yet.
Yeah.
We were all just like enjoying making music. So we went and worked with Jimmy in his studio quite a lot, which was in Old Street in East London. He was playing us demos of like other tracks that he'd been working on.
Okay.
And he played us this song called Lay Me Down, which he'd written with Sam, which is like one of Sam's best songs. And we were like, fuck, that sounds amazing. Like, who is that? Who's that voice? Like, I want to work with them. And Jimmy was like, oh, that's this Sam round the corner who like just works in a bar. And we were like, oh, cool, yeah, like let's get them in and like make a tune. And so like a week later, Sam came down to our studio, which was like in this fucking damp attic above my dad's auction house in like Bletchingley, near where we're from. And yeah, we just wrote Latch. Like that was the first thing we did. Like, Sam arrived on the train, we drove up to the studio, wrote the whole song with Sam and Jimmy. And then I think we finished it like a week later in Jimmy's studio, like recorded the vocals properly. And released it, yeah.
Was that like a, so you guys were still just sort of starting out at that point, all of you?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like I think we'd worked with about 3 singers.
Wow.
At that point. But Sam was the same. Sam had worked with about 2 producers at that point. One of them was Jimmy. So yeah, it was super early for all of us. Like none of us had had any kind of success or musical recognition even really. But yeah, it made all the difference to our careers, you know, like for all of us, that was kind of the launching pad. Yeah,
man, that's cool that it was for all of you as well, you know, like all of you like benefited from that song.
Yeah, you know? It was beautiful, and like we've all become really, really close friends. We still are, and like what's so beautiful for me about that tune is it's got all of us in it equally. Like it's got my chords and harmony, it's got Guy's production, it's got Jimmy's lyrics, and it's got Sam's melodies. And that's just like all of our strengths went into that tune so naturally before we even knew those were our strengths.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a very special song.
Oh mate, that's awesome, man. So that was the sort of building blocks for you realising your strengths as well then, going forward in Disclosure.
Yeah, like in hindsight, yeah, for sure. It's a weird tune as well, like it's very unusual. Like it's in a weird time signature and the chords are super unorthodox. And it took like ages for it to get big.
Really?
Yeah, like it came out and it was like quite big. Like it got like, I think it was number like 12 in the charts or something, but it wasn't like a smash.
Sure.
And then a year later, we did Coachella and Jimmy Iovine, who like runs Interscope and like beats and like the headphones and stuff. He heard it and was like, I want to make this the song of the summer. And he just did. And it just became the song of the summer in America. And so that was kind of our big break in America. And then, and Latch in the UK just sort of, it went to number 12 and we were really happy with that.
Sure.
But the cool thing about it was it just stayed there for like months, which is really unusual. Like usually, especially first hits from a band, like they go up into the top 10 and then they go straight back down.
Right.
And Latch never hit top 10, but it stayed in like the top 15 for literally like a whole summer.
Wow, man.
And it still goes up there all the time. It's just, it had a lot of longevity, which I don't know why, but people like that one.
I don't know, man. I mean, you know, a lot of music, a lot of songs means a lot to a lot of people at a specific time in their life. You know? And I feel like that's probably, I mean, I know I don't know how old, I think I was probably like 15 or 16 when that song came out. That's a very exciting time in my life, you know, like finishing school, the summer's on the way, like, you know, so certain songs remind you about a certain time, that's why they have so much like longevity, you know?
Yeah, and for sure, it has that for me too. But then there's other tunes like White Noise on the same album that did go into the top 10. I think it hit like number 2 or 3 or something. But it did go straight back down again.
Really?
And it's so interesting. It's like people were more excited about it that they all went out and bought it straight away. But then they sort of like, I don't know, threw it out. Whereas Latch kind of stuck around a bit longer.
I suppose there's no rhyme or reason to it, is there, mate?
Who knows?
Have you figured it out, like all the dynamics of that?
Oh, no way. No? Not a chance. I haven't figured anything out, mate.
No.
And I think like anyone who thinks they have are usually kidding themselves. Like, sometimes I get asked in interviews and stuff, like, so what advice have you got for like young musicians who want to make it in dance music? Or whatever? And I'm like, mate, I don't have a fucking clue. Because like, you know, what I can tell you what I did, and that's like put my music on MySpace. And it's like, definitely don't do that. No one goes on there.
Most kids don't even know what MySpace is now.
Well, totally. Like, and so it's it's just irrelevant. Like things move so quickly that you can't copy and paste anything.
Your album, Alchemy, am I pronouncing that right?
What, Alchemy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you not know that word?
No, mate, I'm dyslexic as fuck.
Okay.
Yeah, man, how was that summer for you when that came out?
I'm trying to think what year that actually is. Is that last year or the year before?
I think it was the year before.
Year before. Yeah, that was a good year. Yeah, man, I spent 2 years really heartbroken when I broke up with my ex. That whole album was basically just about that heartbreak, more or less.
Yeah.
Maybe not every track, but mostly. And so yeah, the years after it were, or at least that year, was kind of a celebration year, because it was like, okay, I feel like I've dealt with the heartbreak and channeled it into something good.
Amazing.
And like written something cool that I'm proud of.
Amazing,
as a result of it. I was also like having a really intense time with like smoking too much weed and just living in LA and like, it was a pretty dark time writing it. Also really fun. Probably not the healthiest time of my life. And so like to get it released and then to also like stop smoking and like just be a bit healthier. Felt really good. But then I got COVID really badly and had long COVID for like a whole year.
I remember this actually.
And that was rough. And so that I've been pretty much in the clear from that for like 5 months, 4 or 5 months now, like without any symptoms. So that's
sick, man.
Also really nice.
Yeah, no, that's good to hear, mate. That's good to hear.
Because
it was going on for a while, man. I even remember like, you'd come in here and yeah, man.
I used to look
struggling.
fucked when I came in here. Yeah, no, it was properly rough, man. It was like having just panic attacks, heart palpitations, flu symptoms, and just zero energy, like chronic fatigue, for a whole year. It was just a whole year. And like every month I'd be like, surely now it's gonna start like tapering off. And it just didn't. And it was like, oh man, maybe this is just my life now. That was terrifying.
Yeah.
Especially like having to go out and do shows and stuff, because I was feeling just awful, and then just stepping out onto these like massive stages with like hands in the air, like trying to bring energy to all these people, and it's like, man, I've barely got any left.
Man.
So that was really rough, but yeah, no, I'm feeling a lot better now, thank fuck.
Fair play to you though, bro, for being able to do that, man. Like, that's not easy. Like, if you're like struggling to even like find the energy to fucking make a cup of tea or whatever, to go out on stage and bring the energy, that's impressive.
Yeah, it wasn't easy, but like, we're bred to do that shit. Like, both my parents are musicians, all their parents are musicians, most of their parents musicians. Like, we're pretty good at making the show go on.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. I love that. Just on that, just have to add, your album release was amazing, and I was lucky enough to come along.
When a fire starts to burn, right, and it starts to spread, you gonna bring that out to a home. You don't want to, you know what you like.
But didn't one of you get kicked out?
Yeah, Adrian. I think it was Adrian.
Was it?
We'll blame Adrian.
Okay, sure.
That sort of leads me on to my next question, man. What is the weirdest or funniest thing you've seen someone do at one of your shows?
Okay.
In the crowd.
Yeah, it wasn't technically in the crowd, but so I was in, I think it was Chicago, but anyway, it was somewhere in like Middle America, and we had sound checked, and like we were in this venue, and I was just in the dressing room, and like dressing rooms, for those who don't know, it's just like a sofa with a table with some food and drink on it.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy. It's usually a mirror there.
Right.
And I was sat there, like probably on my phone or something, and then Guy and like all the crew and everyone had gone out somewhere, like probably to a pub or get food or whatever, and I, for whatever reason, had just stayed in the dressing room chilling, waiting for the show. And this girl walked in, but like she was wearing a full life-size cardboard cutout of me into the dressing room. And so I was just there, and I was like 18, and I was looking at this life-size cutout of me, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
Is that me?
And so I sort of like, to diffuse the tension, like laughed. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. Who are you?
How did you get in here?
That's what I'm thinking. And she like took off the top half of the cardboard cutout, and it was this like pretty like large girl.
Oh yeah.
Like intimidatingly strong looking.
Right.
And that's how I'll put it. Like she looked like she played rugby.
Right.
And,
Okay.
She said, like, kind of in this weird stuttery voice, like, hi. Like that, and I was like, uh-oh, this is already feeling uncomfortable. And I was like, oh, that cardboard cutout's amazing. Like, do you mind if I have it? And she was like, what, this? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, no, that's mine.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh no.
Pressing the panic button.
Yeah, a little bit. If I had one, I would have been pushing it. And she was like, no, this is mine. And I was like, yeah, but it is me. So like, doesn't that give me some right to it? And then luckily, like my tour manager Toby came in, and he's like an ex-rugby player.
Right.
And, so I felt a lot safer. And so I was like, okay, I'm probably not going to die anymore. And so I was just kind of laughing, and I was like, so how did you get in here? Because there are like 3 layers of security to get in. Like, you've got to get through the front door, which is closed because it's not open yet. You've got to get past like my whole crew, and then you've got to get into this door, which I thought was locked. And she was just like, I have my ways. That's what she said, like, I have my ways. And I was like, oh no.
Just
like,
deadpan.
Yeah, it's just like a trail of blood behind it now. I still have no idea how she got in. But,
oh my God, man.
But yeah, Toby there, he took her out. But that was pretty freaky.
Oh dude, that sounds it, man.
Yeah, no, things get pretty weird with fame. Like,
man.
I've definitely been stalked a bit.
Have you? Damn.
Not like long-term stalking, which is like super scary and way more serious, but I've been like followed around for a day by like various people. Usually like quite young people. And I think they just don't really know, like they want to come and ask for a picture or something, and they just don't know how, and so they just sort of keep following you.
Sure.
And it's a bit like, you can't really relax when someone's doing that. No. I'd prefer to just walk over to them and be like,
Yo.
hey guys, what do you want?
Yeah.
But they usually run away and then keep following you, and it's like, yeah, that's a bit of a weird problem. Especially if you're like in a city you don't know.
Yeah,
Because you're like, is this something more serious that I need to be worried about, or is this just
man.
fans, or am I being like mugged? You know?
Yeah, for sure, man. I suppose you got to think of all those things, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah.
From their point of view, it's like a person who you feel like you know quite well because you've been like following them for a while.
Yeah.
Like following their career, I mean, and obviously you have no idea who they are, so they're just like,
yeah.
Oh my god, how do I approach this person?
That is a really strange part of it, especially now with like long form content.
Right.
You know, like we do like Twitch streams and stuff.
Sure.
Or at least we used to. And like you know, hours and hours of me and Guy just hanging out and like making music and stuff. And people who've watched like, you know, 20 of those.
Yeah.
They do know us pretty well.
Yeah.
They know our little quirks and our personalities and like little in jokes that we have and stuff.
Yeah.
And yet they can walk up to you in the street and I'd have no idea that they'd ever even seen me.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
So it is weird because they can then like, they know my lucky number, they know like my favorite place to go in town. It's like, they start talking to you and sometimes they don't like explain who they are.
Right.
And they're like, so are you heading to so-and-so place? And
Your
I'm like,
favourite place?
Yeah, that is where I'm heading. No, but to be honest, like in terms of fans, I think we're really lucky. Like one, because we don't get recognized a whole bunch unless we're together.
Right.
So like people recognize us as Disclosure. So if they see me and Guy together, we get recognized all the time. But like if it's just me, it's all right. Like you know, I could walk around Brighton for a whole day and probably get asked for like 1 or 2 pictures, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like that's not a problem. It used to be a lot more.
Yeah.
And then it was like slightly annoying occasionally if you were like trying to get somewhere really quickly or whatever. But generally it's fine. And what we're super lucky with is our fans tend to just be really safe. Like they're just really nice. And like they're like really courteous and just sort of say like, can I have a picture? And if you're like eating and you're like, oh actually, no.
Yeah.
Like not right now.
Okay.
They're like, oh, it's all good.
Yeah.
I've never had a problem with someone with that. Whereas I've heard stories from like people who are like more famous as well. Like, and yeah, people get aggressive if you don't do what they ask, and like they kind of just assume they have the right to take selfies with you all the time, and you're like, man, get away from me.
Get away from me, like I'm still just a person trying to enjoy my day.
Totally. So no, I've never had problems like that, but I've been with people who have, and it's rough, man.
Yeah,
like,
man.
You would feel like less inclined to just go walk around a city like shopping or something, because you just get bothered. Yeah. And so yeah, we're super lucky. Like we've said from the start that we didn't want to be famous, we wanted our music to be famous.
Right.
And you know, there's ways of doing that.
Yeah, man.
Like you don't have to be on every front cover.
No. Sure.
You don't have to put yourself in the artwork, and you don't have to do loads of photo shoots. And like, luckily, we chose early on to put that like the Disclosure face.
The face,
and that helps a lot.
I love that
because I don't walk around with that on.
Yeah. What do you want to do with your beard, mate? Just a little trim?
Make me look sexy. Just a trim, man.
Just a trim?
Yeah, I especially want to get these bits a bit shorter. Okay. They're getting in my mouth.
Okay, cool. You don't have the blade, right, on the cheeks?
No, thanks, mate.
No blades.
Just a foil or whatever.
Cool. All right, and dude. So, what is next for you, mate? What's coming up?
Next up for me is fatherhood. I'm having a baby in like a month, I think. Yeah, that's obviously the next big thing. But in terms of career, we're doing a big tour in September.
Yeah.
So that's only in America, actually. So I sadly can't invite you unless you fancy a long trip. Yeah, we're doing like a month-long or 5-week-long tour. Yeah. And that's pretty much the only shows I'm doing this year. So it's been a nice, quiet year, thanks to Guy having a baby. Yeah. But he's actually out doing shows already now. He's DJing all over America.
As we speak?
As we speak, on his own. So yeah, no, it's a nice, quiet year in terms of shows, but it's not going to be quiet because there's going to be 2 screaming Disclosure babies. But yeah, man, no, in terms of music, like we're writing all the time. We've got a few tracks that are going to come out just as singles. Yeah, we're not doing any albums at the moment. Okay. We're just cranking out some singles because
Nice.
Don't know, we've done quite a few albums, we want a little break.
Yeah, fair enough.
And like, I don't know, it's nice to just write songs without them being part of some big project and just kind of write them for fun. And then if they're good, release them, and if they're not, just don't.
Just don't.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
All right, bro. Well, this is the big reveal.
The big reveal?
Yeah, let me grab one of these.
Better be good, man. I haven't seen it this whole time. I haven't looked in the mirror once.
Moment of truth. Moment of truth, baby.
Oh, damn, son.
What have you done?
What have you done to me? Who is this? Yeah, no, it's great, man.
All good, bro?
Yeah, perfect.
Do you want some stuff in there?
Nah, you're all right, man.
You're good?
I'm gonna go for a swim.
Okay, ooh, in the sea?
Ooh, it's not a bad shot. I didn't bring my trunks, you know.